another episode of Author Fan Face Off. You know the idea. We've got one great author, one great fan. We pick a book by that author and they go head to head and see who knows more. I'm Steve Sheinkin, and my co-host is the famous leaping librarian, Stacey Rattner.
Woo!
Hello. And today, our author is Jennifer Chambliss Bertman with the very popular and best-selling Book Scavenger series. We're going to focus on the first book in that series from 2015. Is that right? So 5 years ago?
Yeah.
You feel like you remember it pretty well?
We'll see.
That's one of the things we love about doing this show is that we get fans who have read the book much more recently and sometimes more times than the author herself. And I think that's something really fun about that. So, all right, Stacey's going to do the introductions for your challenger today.
Yeah, so I'm super excited to introduce Jonathan from Tennessee. He is in 8th grade, loves reading and science, and really loves this book because he saw on Jennifer's website that she was looking for fans, and he was the first one to apply, and he was very excited to do that. So we're super excited. Good luck to both of you.
Good luck.
And we're going to just jump right in.
Great.
Okay. All right. Jonathan, when Mr. Griswold is attacked in the beginning of the story, he has a special edition of this story with him.
A special edition of the Golden Bug.
The Gold Bug. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes. Who's the author?
Oh, Edgar Allan Poe.
Excellent. Okay. You got it. And Jennifer, what is the name of Emily's parents' blog?
Oh my goodness, that's hard right off the bat. It probably isn't hard. Okay. I'm going to say like On the Road, Life in 50 States. I should totally know this, but see, I thought it would be, I didn't review my own book because I thought that would be most fair, and I can't remember.
Do you know, Jonathan?
Was it 15 homes in 50 homes in 50 states?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Excellent.
Good job.
And I totally want to do that. I totally don't like it, but as an adult, maybe when I retire.
Where did that idea come from? Your own travels, Jennifer? Or is it something you dreamed of doing?
It's something I think I would love to visit all 50 states. I just think that would be really cool. I don't know if I could actually transplant myself 50 different times to really live in each state, but I would really love to see all the states and spend a good amount of time.
Yeah, that sounds like they've had a lot of good adventures.
Yeah.
And all right, moving on. Jonathan, James, we meet early in the story. James, he names the cowlick of hair that sticks up from his head. What does he name it?
Steve, right?
Yeah, of course. Come on. That's a great little detail.
So Geronimo would be ridiculous, so that's why he named him Steve.
Oh,
right.
Yeah. And so much of the book, of course,
right.
so much is based around this awesome book scavenger hunt. And the main character, Emily, has a special username, Jennifer, a special name on the Book Scavenger website. What is her username?
It's Surly Wombat.
Surly Wombat, correct.
Okay. And Jonathan, Emily's brother is a big fan of this band. What's Matthew's favorite band?
I believe it was Flush, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You're very you know all the answers, and you're so hesitant, but you know them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jen, Emily's father is very excited to visit this historic bookstore in San Francisco.
Well, that would be City Lights Bookstore.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. All right, Jonathan. What did Julius Caesar and Edgar Allan Poe have in common?
It was the code where you replace the letters for different letters. I'm forgetting what it's called, though. I don't know. Sorry.
Well, that's actually right. I mean, I was just looking for, they were both fans of ciphers. And you were thinking one level above that, trying to come up with monoalphabetic substitution ciphers, which I have written down, which is why I know it. But yeah, I love those. I'm a huge fan of the history of codes and ciphers too. And Jennifer, I'm sure you are, or you wouldn't have written a book like this. So I loved all those little details that you put in there, including, the shout out to Caesar and Poe and all of that. And this is another one for Jennifer. What is the room number of Mr. Quisling's classroom at school?
I should remember this. I haven't dug into my research in a long time. This is not right. Is it 209? No, that's not right.
No. I thought that you based this on a particular story from the history of codes. I'm sure you did.
I did, but it's been a long time since I was looking at those research notes. And so, yeah. I
have the advantage on you because, first of all, I just read the book yesterday, and I was researching this very thing in British intelligence during World War I. They met in a room called Room 40 in London. And I was sure when I read your book, I know where she got that from.
Yeah, that's good. That's cool. You picked that up. That's what I should have brushed up on was my research.
Right. You're too busy actually doing your job to prepare.
Well, you know how it is now. You're working on something different. So my brain is not in book scavenger land. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I totally understand that. All right.
All right. Jonathan, Emily once found a copy of this book in an aquarium at her doctor's office.
Ooh, it's, I think between, I'm trying to remember. It's either like, I think maybe it's either, I think Inkheart or the Westing game, but I'm not, I guess I'll do, Inkheart maybe, or I don't know.
Escape from Mr. Oh, should I have asked Jennifer?
I would have gotten it wrong because I was going to guess the Egypt game. I couldn't remember. I remembered where the Westing game I think was hidden, but I couldn't remember which one was in the fish tank. So I know what you're going to say, and that wasn't what I was going to guess.
So Escape from Mr. Limoncello's Library, which was kind of cool. A lot of this, and I'll wait until we totally are finished, but that we had Chris Grabenstein on. He was one of our challengers. So it's kind of neat to have all the connections.
Yeah.
And then Jennifer, Emily hides a copy of this book in a fountain in San Francisco.
That's the one that I think is the Westing game.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Which also, we also had Varian Johnson, and he, not with the book that we did, but the Parker Inheritance is really, he has a lot of Westing game references in his mystery, the Parker Inheritance. So love that. Love this. Great job.
Was that a big influence to you, Jennifer, as a reader?
Yeah, I loved that book when I was young. So that was kind of my goal, was to try and write something with Book Scavenger that was like a mix of Westing game and other childhood influences set in San Francisco.
Where did the San Francisco idea come from?
I'm from the San Francisco Bay Area, and I was living in San Francisco when I started writing Book Scavenger. I live in Colorado now, but I was in San Francisco then. Yeah,
it was clearly you really loved that location.
Yeah.
In a really cool way. And that brings me to the bonus question. Jonathan, you're well ahead. Don't worry. But this bonus question has 6 parts, which is kind of a clue. So who knows who's gonna know it. I love this detail. The Book Scavenger has 6 levels, the game itself. And you move up as you score more points. So no pressure, but I would love to know if anyone could name, or maybe the two of you working together could name the 6 levels, starting with the easiest or lowest level.
I remember the beginning one. Do you remember, Jonathan? If you know them all, go for it.
I remember the highest one, which is what Emily's teacher had, which was Sherlock.
Right. Okay.
Right.
I don't remember any of the other ones though. Not that I could think of.
The one below that, Miss Marple or Auguste Dupin?
Yeah, it's Auguste Dupin, who's a Poe's
And then-
detective. Yeah.
And then Miss Marple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Sam Spade.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Nancy Drew, I think,
Yeah.
was next. And Encyclopedia Brown.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
That's nice. Nice knowledge. And again, you're tipping your hat to all these classic mystery writers, which is really cool.
Yeah, I had a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
you guys did great.
Yeah.
Really good.
That was really
How do you
good.
feel, Jonathan?
I feel good.
You
I
should.
really enjoyed this.
Yeah, you should. You did awesome.
Thank you.
Off the same paper, you will know more. Off the same paper, 24.